Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to all the Cancers out there. If you are a Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of April of 2025. And in case any of you are interested, I will be using my Spirit Song Tarot deck. I love it so much. And honestly, I feel like the artwork kind of gives off like a Cancerian energy, so I hope you guys will enjoy it as well. So, with all of that said, let's see what Cancer has in store for April. Almost forgot there. Cancer, we had so many cards fall out that I don't even know if I'll have to shuffle again later on. We'll see how the message comes out. Let's see. Also, I wanted to note, especially because two birds came out here too, technically three birds, but before I started, I looked up and there was this crow sitting on this wire right by this big tree in my backyard, kind of like puffing his wings up a little, and he would go wah 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 over and over again. And then at the bottom of the deck, there was an eagle. And then again, we have three birds that came out in this spread as well. So birds can be some sort of significant symbolism for you right now. It doesn't have to be like a specific crow or an eagle. On here, it looks like it's an egret and mourning doves, but just birds in general could be significant for you right now. The symbolism of it, or just birds as a synchronicity. Take it as it resonates. I felt like I was meant to say that. But to get to the cards, again, we had so many cards fall out. One, two, three, four, five, six. Nine cards. Nine cards, nine is completion, and it's also considered a sacred number in Chaldean numerology because nine is the only number that, when multiplied by any other number, it adds back up to nine. So that's interesting. But again, it's also a number of completion, of cycles coming to an end. So, with all that said, we have the Ten of Wands upright. Can't pick it up. Well, actually, the King of Wands upright was the first one to fall out by itself, and then all these other cards kind of came out together. We have the Ten of Wands upright, the Queen of Pentacles upright. I know that's right. The Four of Cups upright. Oh, and everything's upright too. I just realized that. The Five of Cups upright, the Knight of Pentacles upright, the Four of Swords upright. Little bear, love that. We have the Two of Cups upright, and then under the Two of Cups is the Nine of Cups as well. Interesting. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. And then under the Four of Wands, we have the Three of Cups. And then under the Three of Cups, we have Strength. So this is a very, not only is this energy potent, there's like a strong symbolism of unity and togetherness, but also fierce independence. But it's like both sides of it are very healthy, and I feel like it's an expression that's been a long time coming for you, Cancer. You're finding a really delicate and divine balance between your alone time and your little hermit crab shell and branching out into the world. And that's really beautiful. I don't even know where to start with this because there's so many cards. So I guess because King of Wands was the first one to fall out, I'll start there. And the King of Wands card fell out like mostly sideways, but it was like a little bit askewed to face up. So that's why it was I decided it was an upright card. Um, and the King of Wands is a potent energy. I love the Wands suit because I have almost no fire in my birth chart other than my Saturn placement. And then, of course, with Saturn being, discipline and restriction, even that fire energy is, oh, and my Pluto, and my Pluto. Those are my two fire placements in my birth chart. So not only is it restrictive, but when I do tap into that fire energy, it can be destructive as well. So it's something that I almost suppress unconsciously in my life. Um, and that's why I have a lot of deep love for the wand suit because it's just pure fire sign, passionate, intuitive energy of experience and growth through experience and finding wisdom through experience. When I say wisdom, I think Sagittarius wisdom, where to me Sagittariuses are like the wizards or like the alchemists or something, where they take their hands on like spell work or their ability to transform dirt into gold. They take what they can experience and make it something that's even greater than the thing they started with. And they learn their wisdom through that by doing, by experimenting. And that's what the wands is all about. So when you have the king of wands, it's like you've gone through all of these different experiences and obtained so much wisdom, but not only obtained it, you integrated it because you knew each nugget of wisdom needed to be integrated in order for you to continue on the journey to the next part of wherever you're going. And it's really brilliant that's where we started because like I just said, a lot of this energy feels like it's a long time coming. And I just intuitively put strength above the King of Wands in this spread as well. So it's almost like you have gained so much knowledge over where you've been the last couple months, the last year or so. Something tells me, I don't usually go back this far, but this feels like since March of 2024, like a year ago. You have upgraded yourself. And it was actually through this sense of loss. You were pessimistic about something and something caused like deep sorrow and deep pain within you. And you had the option to like ruminate in that pain and just let it consume you. But you knew that's not what you were meant to do with that at all. You knew that there was more for you and that through this ability, through this experience of the sorrow, of the loss, of the pessimism, you had this ability to then like really go deep within your soul and soul search and find what was the root cause of this loss and this pain and how can you utilize that to gain the wisdom that this loss is causing you to then find the inner strength and courage to move forward anew. And you did that with ease. Like, I feel like you went through years worth of healing, years worth of healing in the last year, Cancer. And it didn't have to be throughout the entire year. You know, maybe you were doing great in March of last year, but then something happened in March that snowballed effect to the loss occurring in August. And then from August, that's when you got into the pits and then decided, you know what, I'm going to find the root cause of this and release it. And especially with the 10 of Wands as well, it feels like whatever you went through that caused this loss, let me put that closer. Whatever you went through that caused this loss almost was more painful because you were holding the weight of somebody else's karma or somebody else's burden in the process. So if this loss has to do with someone else, I don't think it's a death, but if this loss does have to do with someone else, it's actually for the better. And I think if you feel, I don't know, most of you will probably like your hands are already clean from the situation, but if some of you still feel like a slight tug, like a slight pull back to this situation or this person, whatever it was that was the root cause of this feeling of loss and pessimism. If you still feel this little tug, I implore you, 955 on the clock, I implore you to do some cord cutting work. And you don't need, if you don't work in witchcraft or spells or anything like that, it doesn't have to be the whole setup like you'll see online. Like as simple as can be, if you want to do an actual physical practice, just take one picture of you and one picture of this person, or one picture of you during this time period or during the situation that caused this loss. Put a piece of rope or a string in between it and literally just cut it. Cut the string to symbolize the separation. Or if you don't even want to do that, just close your eyes, get into meditation, visualize whatever cord is still connecting you to whatever this thing is that you're leaving behind or have tried to leave behind, and imagine that cord either being cut or incinerated. And depending on what it is, I did a meditation that accidentally ended up being a cord cutting the other day that I didn't even anticipate. And it was like this person had a root, like an entire tree root, like a trunk. It was so thick, connected right to my side. So I had to literally envision it like catching on fire, and then once it was all ash, the ashes blowing away into infinity, just to make sure that it was all cleared out. And it might not be as dramatic for you. It might just be like this small little tether, but like visualization is so potent and so powerful. And especially as a Cancer, you have like immense psychic capabilities, immense spiritual capabilities, immense spiritual power that if you have not yet tapped into, start experimenting with that. And we'll get to more of that in a moment as I move through this. But it's funny, so much Shell's energy came out in this one too. Huh, that's interesting. So, yeah, and that just emphasizes what I just said. So, once you did, release that and cut ties and you work 11:55 on the clock now, and you finally separated yourself and you're walking in your own path now officially. You released these burdens and responsibilities that never belonged to you in the first place. Maybe transmuted it so it just went back into the world as love, or maybe returned it to the person it was supposed to be returned to. It would not even return to the person it was never supposed to, come to you from. And it's important to remember in magic that things like that, when you're sending something back to somebody else that was sent to you without your knowing or knowledge, that's not going to give you bad karma. That's not, you're just allowing the energy to go back to where it was initially come from. So don't be afraid of that kind of energy work if you are being called towards it. Sometimes our minds can question whether or not this is like safe to do or whatever. If you're still working through religious trauma as well, it can be, stressful in itself just to even imagine it. But I promise magic is all about reclaiming your power and sending energies to where they need to be sent. If you'd rather transmute it, you can do that. There are so many options, and it's interesting. This is where this reading's going because I think a lot of you, it's time to start tapping into magic. For a lot of you, oh, I just got chills. For a lot of you, it's past time to start tapping into your magical powers. And yes, they're real. Yes, the synchronicities you've been seeing are divine. Yes, 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 you. Yes, you. Yes, yes. It's time. It's time. It's past time. But if you didn't start it yesterday, the second best time to start it is today. Yes. Use your intuition. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. To emphasize. But back to the cards. Um, so you release these burdens, you moved through this almost dark night of the soul to find your soul again and let that give you inner strength and courage to set out anew on even more journey of connectedness and experience to give you more wisdom there. And because you are now realigned with your soul's purpose, you are A, aligning yourself with opportunities that can give you the stability and comfort and financial gain that you may need in order to most beneficially and efficiently survive in this plane with the queen and the knight of Pentacles. They're crystals in this deck, so I always have to do the quick like brain switch. The Queen and the Knight of Pentacles. And not only that, the Knight of Pentacles is what brings the opportunities towards you and brings you towards the opportunities as well. Because the knight, think about a knight in battle. They charge forth towards their opponent. They charge forth towards the battle with bravery and tenacity. The thing with the Pentacles, though, is Knight of Pentacles is the second slowest moving knight. It goes water is the slowest because imagine a knight trying to run through water. It's hard. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is earth. So I imagine the Knight of Pentacles like running through a really muddy battlefield. And then you have, it's debatable which one moves faster. I would say air is definitely the fastest. Although air, then fire and air are just the quickest. I'm not going to even try to like say one is more fast than the other. But imagine how fast a fire moves. And now imagine the night energy behind that. Same thing with wind. Imagine how fast wind moves. And then put the energy of the night behind that. It amplifies it. So when you have the Knight of Pentacles, it's a very charged forward movement, but it's slow and it's patient and he knows it's going to take time, to trudge through this mud just to get to the starting line of the battle, but he is tenacious. He is ready to put in that work in order to reach the opportunities that are there for him that will provide that stability, whether financially, emotionally, physically, whatever you're looking for. And with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like, you know, that once you get through the mud, once you express that patience to take it step by step and not rush and really appreciate where you are and understand the lessons that this mud is offering you, by the time you get to that starting line, you will reach the Queen of Pentacles energy. You will already be prosperous before this opportunity is even technically yours to take. It's like you putting in the effort just to get there is what's going to bring you the reward. And not only that, your ability to have faith in yourself, in your path, in your spiritual guidance, especially with all of this Cups energy. Do ancestral work if you feel called to. Period. Period. But it's you putting in that effort and having faith in the fact that you putting forth this effort is what's going to bring you the abundance and bring you the opportunities for abundance. It's the tenacity. It's the tenacity that gets you there, the ability to express patience and not like, and that's the thing. It's gratitude too. It's gratitude for every splash of mud that gets on your face and in your eyeballs and in your shoes, and not complaining along the way, but knowing that, you know what? We're musting through it, and like being the annoyingly positive troop member that's like, guys, it's okay. Mud's great for your skin anyway, kind of thing. And it's like it's like this SpongeBob energy is what I'm getting, of just like pushing through, doing the hard work, and knowing that once you get through the mud to that starting line, it's already yours. It's already yours. Da da da. And then with the Four of Wands and the Four of Swords as well, both of these are about like in their own ways, rest and comfort and togetherness with community. Although the Four of Swords is a little bit more about retreat and rest in that sense, since it is out with the Four of Wands and the Three of Shells directly next to it, the Three of Cups, it's almost like a rest in terms of allowing yourself to rest with your people. So I also want to say too, especially because I just did that thing about the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Pentacles. Allow your body and your mind to rest after you put in the hard work, and trust that once you're at that starting line, you can rest before the opportunity is technically yours, because it is already yours. And the more you the more you can tap into what your body needs in this time and honor the things that your body needs in this time, to help like that's going to be what is another catalyst moving forward, because as these opportunities present themselves, they're not all going to be for you. So if you take the time and the moment just to have that rest, to take a nap, or you know, eat a really hearty meal, or whatever it may be, just go and sit next to a waterfall for 3 hours, thinking about and doing nothing during that time other than just watching the waterfall and maybe sleeping there. But your ability to honor what your body needs in that point is going to help you once these opportunities start presenting themselves to you, because not everything is actually going to be the right opportunity for you. And it's important that you already have the foundation to be able to listen to your body, trust your intuition, trust your gut when you can tell something is not the right thing for you. And some things are going to look really good on paper. They're going to be really good like as an idea, but like your gut will tell you. I don't think like I think you guys will be able to discern, but I want to, like I'm being told to emphasize here, like really trust your gut for whatever opportunities come your way, because your gut's going to guide you to the right one, to the right fit for you. So you won't have to like accept something and be like, oh, actually, I really don't like this, and a month later be at the same spot you were in like right now. Trust your gut, trust your body, trust your intuition to bring you to the right opportunity. And I think for most of you, it's going to be easy peasy. I think as a Cancer, you're used to trusting in the unseen and the unknown rather than relying on the logic, depending on your other placements. But that just wanted to be emphasized. So I wanted to say that outright. And again, with the Three of Shells and the Four of Wands, not only should you find rest and sanctuary like for your body, but allow yourself to celebrate the people around you. Allow yourself to be engulfed by community and togetherness and just joy and happiness and it's celebration. Both of these energies together are such a playful celebratory energy. In the Rider Waite deck, the Four of Wands shows like these two people getting married under a pillar, and I think if I remember correctly, there's like kids playing in the background. I can't really think of what it is right now, but it's like the focus is this celebratory act of coming into unity with another person. And then the Three of Cups is one of my favorite cards in the entire tarot. It's just three women standing together, cups raised in the middle, and they're like skipping in a circle together. And it's such a beautiful energy. There's actually a painting, Botticelli. I'm not sure. It might be Botticelli. I don't remember, but there's a painting that's like that was made that invokes that same energy, evokes that same energy. And it's brilliant. But tangent, these two cards together are so just light and airy and playful. And it's almost like an energy that this person that was in this Five of Cups, this very pessimistic, negative standpoint, this feeling of loss, this feeling of like, like despair in its own sense. Before you made the choice to say, I'm not going to wallow, you allowed yourself to feel this loss and this despair, which is healthy. And while you are feeling this loss and despair, yeah, you can be optimistic for what's next, but I don't think you understood like how much capacity there was for community and togetherness in that moment. And as you allow yourself to move through this journey, 2222 on the clock as I'm saying this, as you allowed yourself to move through this journey of pain and deciding not to wallow and finding the inner strength and putting yourself out there and trudging through the mud and getting to that starting line and releasing these burdens that don't belong to you and finding rest when your body needs it most so you can trust your body when it tells you something is right or wrong for you and when the people in your life are right or wrong for you. But I think with these two cards together and the Two of Cups, which we'll get to in a second, these two cards together tell me that you are going to be coming into your people, like your soul tribe. And maybe Cancer, like Cancers are known to be like very, very they're loyal, yes, but they are very solitary creatures. Like and besides fiddler crabs, most crabs don't travel in packs. Most crabs just go about their lives on their own. And because you are loyal to a default, it's hard for you to want to invite new people into your life because once somebody's in there, they are in your heart forever, and it can be a lot of responsibility to hold. And in the past, you may have avoided new friendships for this very reason. You may have shut yourself out from the world because you're like, I don't want to let other people down, or I don't want to take somebody in just for them to betray me. Your walls were built very, very high, and it was very hard to penetrate those walls. But because you moved through so much of this divine wisdom in the last year or so, because you've moved through so much of it, Cancer, you are opening yourself up to the opportunity to not only love, but be loved back. Not only celebrate others, but be celebrated in your own success. And it's through that community that will eventually lead you to more opportunity, but that's not even what you're focused on right now. It's it's community for community's sake, and it's beautiful and it's what you deserve. And then finally, the last two cards, like I said, we're 24, 24. We're not even going to need shuffle anymore. Not only are you meeting your soul family, your soul tribe, but there is potential that like somebody, like your soul person could come in. And whether you're looking for this or not, this isn't going to be romantic for everybody, but it can just be meeting a person that completely alters the trajectory of your life moving forward. Somebody that when you meet them, you know them. You know them, and you know them. And whether it's romantic or not, this is going to be a connection that brings so much fulfillment and harmony and togetherness and a greater sense of self. There'll be a divine mirror, but not one that you have to not one you have to fear because you've done so much inner work that the reflection you're seeing is so, oh my God, I feel it in my heart, is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And they are really a divine counterpart for you. Then the bottom of the deck, last card, the Nine of Cups. Just fulfillment. It's fulfillment, it's wish fulfillment. It's showing gratitude for exactly where you are and the entire journey it took to get here. It's being really proud, but not prideful. I use those two very differently. It's being very proud of your ability to rise above where you were at the beginning of this whole thing. To follow that beacon of light, even when you were down here as the only nautilus that was like engulfed in shadow. You trusted that if you just swam a little bit upwards, you would find that light, which led to the entire journey we just discussed. And that is so beautiful for you, Cancer. And it's exactly what you deserve. It's what she deserves, except not menacingly. This is, yeah. Thank you guys for opening your energy up so I could do this reading for you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see where it takes you. And of course, with all of that said, this was a general reading, so it's possible not everything resonated. If that is the case, you can check out my website linked in the description below, and there you can book with me for tarot, astrology, human design, and numerology readings as well. If you did like this reading, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and let me know how it resonated. And of course, we do this every single month for all of the signs. So if you did want to get your forecast for the month ahead, according to the tarot cards, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love, love, love to have you guys here in the future, Cancers. There's really not much else to say. I love you guys. You deserve it.